Hey there guys, in this video we're going to take a look at our integer exponents and the product rule application. This is our first lesson in Unit 3. So this is something that we already covered and talked about in class, but it's always good to review those things. And as you can see in the review there, that whenever we are looking at the product rule and we are multiplying, and this is the big deal, we have to be multiplying two of the same exact base. That number right there, or the letter, is called the base. And then this is the exponent. So you have to have the bases be the same when you're multiplying them together. And if the bases are the same, you end up with just the base, and then you're going to add those two exponents together. So that's how you get the m plus n. So you can see they give you an example here. You have the original problem, which is 9 to the third times 9 to the negative fifth. Double check and make sure the bases are the same. They are, so we are going to add those two exponents together. So 9 to the 3 plus negative 5 is going to give us 9 to the negative 2. And I know in class we talked about 9 to the negative 2 is not simplified, but they've not taught you that concept yet with Edmentum. So this is considered a simplified answer. I know for our class it wouldn't have been, but this is considered a simplified or a good answer for Edmentum. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these practice problems that I'm doing through the application part of things. So if we take a look at, there's one. So looking at this first one, they want us to find the product. They want us to write our answer in exponential form. Whenever they say write your answer in exponential form, that's them saying, hey, don't stick this in your calculator and tell me what number you get. Use that product rule and then tell me what your exponent is. So looking here, I've got 1 to the third times 1 to the third. So if I use that product rule, I see that my bases are the same. So that's going to be 1 to the 3 plus 3, or 1 to the 6th. So whenever I go and I enter my answer, I know 1 to the 6th is 1, but it wants it in exponential form. So I'm going to hit my 1 button and then hit the to the button. And then I'm going to need the 6th. And there's our answer. And that's how the next couple of those works. You just got to watch your positive and negative numbers. Use a calculator. You don't want to make a mistake and get those wrong just by forgetting how positive and negatives go together. So just get out a calculator. For this one, I would do -4 plus a -9 to give me a -13. So my answer would be 6 to the -13th for this one. Looking at the next one, this is another one, same base, add the exponents. I would get 1 to the second for this one. Same idea for this one, it would be 8 to the first. And then they start sneaking in the 0. The same rules still apply. It doesn't change how we do things. It would be 9 to the 3 plus 0. So 9 to the 3 plus 0, or 9 to the third would be the answer for that one. And then they'll start trying to make it more interesting for you, and they'll put more than more than 2 bases in there for you to be working with. As long as they're still the same, that rule still applies. So looking at this one, I would do 7 to the third plus -2 plus 8. And I'm going to stick that in my calculator so I don't accidentally add things wrong. So this is the part that I'm putting in my calculator. So 3 plus -2 plus 8 is going to give me 9. So the answer that I would put in that box would be a 3 to the 9th. And then they do these. They say find the missing factor. Write your answer in exponential form. So this, if we look at this one, and I'm going to rewrite it so it's a little easier to see what's going on. I've got 3 to the first is equal to blank times 3 to the negative 6th. So I put that 1 in there because all numbers, no matter what they are, have an exponent. And it's kind of like whenever you've got the variable x, it's kind of understood that there is a 1 in front of that x. It's the same thing when you're looking at numbers and variables. It's understood, even if it's not written, to have a 1 for the exponent. So because they didn't write an exponent for us in that spot right there, I know it's going to be 1. So they want to know 3 to the first is equal to what times 3 to the negative 6th. So we know for sure that that base has to be a 3. Because in order to multiply, so we can add our exponents, we have to have the same base. So it's going to be 3, 1 is equal to what plus a negative 6. So I like to set it up just so I focus on those. So 1 is equal to, I don't know what goes in this box, so I'm going to name it x, plus, I know I'm adding because we are multiplying those bases, and then negative 6. So I want to know what x is because I already know it's going to be a 3 there because the bases are the same. So I'm going to add the 6 to both sides, and then x is going to be equal to 7. So 3 to the 7th is what I would put in that answer box there. Okay, so looking at another one like that one. Looking at this one, they've got 9 to the negative 6 is equal to 9 to the negative 4th times, we know it's going to be 9 because the bases are going to be the same, but we don't know what the exponent's going to be. So I'm just going to rewrite it so I can focus on just my exponent. Negative 6 is equal to negative 4 plus, because remember whenever we multiply those bases, we're going to add those exponents. We don't know, so I'm going to put in an x. So I'm going to add the 4 to both sides so I can get the x all by itself. So I've got negative 2 is equal to x. So whenever I would put this into the answer box right there, I would do 9 to the negative 2. And remember, for this lesson, it's okay to leave things negative exponents because Edmentum hasn't taught you that negative exponents is not simplified, so it's okay to leave that as an answer. And actually, if you try and simplify it, it's going to tell you that you're wrong. So just go ahead and leave it unsimplified as 9 to the negative 2. All right, let's see if they've got any more for us. Nope. So there you go. There is kind of a walkthrough and a reminder on how our exponents work whenever we're multiplying those bases. So go ahead and you can do some more application problems if you feel like you need more practice, or if you feel like you need more of an explanation, feel free to go through the tutorial, but you do not have to. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and take that mastery test and see how you do. If you've got any questions, feel free to email me or pop in during my live office hours and ask any questions that you have. I'll talk to you later. Take care.